Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer that was sent to me by the one and only Steve, so thank you very much, Steve. Yeah, you can see a whole bunch of head in a cup. I may have had a heady beer. I may be putting that beer on hold until that head wears down a little bit and moving on to a different beer. I may be doing that. Anyway, today we're drinking a beer that was sent to me by Steve O from BC. Thank you very much, Steve O. This beer looks like it was an overfill. Normally, it would be to here. It's right to the fucking ridge. I'm gonna guess that they're doing fucking wand fills or hand fills, because most machines won't accidentally do that. Anyway, we are looking at a beer from Ridge Brewing Company in BC, from Maple Ridge, BC. This is their Ridge Brewing's Cafe Morena, which is an English brown ale. It is 5% alcohol by volume, established in 2015, so still a pretty damn new brewery. I love the simple labels. I actually reviewed one of their a second of their beers recently. I've had one of them before, and then I had this one in the last day or two, which is their red, and I just love the simple labels where it's the exact same thing. The labels are perfectly identical other than the color of the label to help them pop on the shelf, and I really like that. So 5% alcohol, English brown ale. I like me some English brown ales, so let's see what we got. He also sent me a Peroni glass, and it's a nice little Pilsner glass. We're going to use it because I like glasses. Ooh, shit, son. Now, I did know that Steve has had some issues, some health issues, so some of these beers have been sitting for a while. So I did know there was a chance of a few beers having problems. Obviously, this one might be one of the ones with a little bit of a problem, but the head isn't really growing in the glass all that much, so I'm actually in the bottle all that much. So if this had not been overfilled, it might have been okay. Yeah, I really might have been okay if the bottle had not been at an overfill. Just cleaning the drops off the table, and then we're gonna get going. So visually, I like how you guys will take the visual aspects of a beer from a guy that's legally blind. You'll believe what I have to say about the beer, even though I might not be able to see it. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Ooh, I was gonna say it's nice and brown. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but that's almost, that's like the deepest amber you can get before it goes to like a ruby red or a mahogany brown. It's like right in between the two. That's a beautiful looking beer. The head is actually a mocha brown. It's that past off white but not quite brown. It looks beautiful. Very, very minimal snap, crackle, pop, which does worry me about this beer a little bit. How I'm going to get the beer into my mouth, I don't know. There is lots of head. Lots of head. Lots more head than I ever expected. I never expected to own a Peroni glass, to be honest with you. I never would have even bought a Peroni again past the review of it, but thank you for sending this glass, because there's no way in hell I would have had it any other way. I smell nothing. I smell nothing out of the glass. But who would have guessed that, right? Out of the bottle. Okay, out of the bottle, a nice coffee aroma. coffee, chocolate, and almost just a very, very profound earthiness. Let's try the beer. Cheers, boys and squirrels. Okay. Medium bodied. The carbonation level on this is so low that I would almost think it's a cask ale. Like, there's carbonation, but it's minuscule bubbles, and it isn't very effervescent at all on the tongue. It doesn't attack the tongue in any way. It's just there, tiny little minuscule bubbles. Now, the beer itself, after the mouthfeel and all that, the beer itself is to fucking die for, to be honest. This is a great English brown ale. One of the best brown ales I've had in a long time. I mean, you think of brown ales here in Ontario, you think of like the Black Oak's Nut Brown, which is it's an awesome brown ale just for drinking. And Ontario doesn't have that many brown. Coming to think of it, there's not that many just standard brown ales out there. Other than the Black Oak one, the only other real big brown ale is Ephus from Left Field. And it's an oatmeal brown, which is a little over hopped. But it's still an amazing fucking beer. So those two brown ales are amazing. And this would stand up with those two. If this was sold in Ontario, it might be my favorite brown ale in Ontario. A nice sweetness. A nice molasses and malt sweetness up at the forefront. That molasses sweetness fades into an almost like mocha sweetness. It almost goes into a chocolateness that mixes with the with this toasty and coffee taste. So that sweetness goes from molasses and malt to like a mocha coffee. And then it fades to a dirtiness and a coffee bitterness, like a black coffee bitterness with a little bit of dirtiness and a touch of like drying baker's chocolate. All around, this is a great brown ale. This is going to be one of those beers that I give a dual mark. As a brown ale, this is probably a 9 out of 10. Like, this is a great brown ale. This should be an award-winning brown ale, is what this should be. Maybe you could argue that it's a little too sweet on the forefront, maybe. But, all in all, it is one of the best standard brown ales I've had in a very long time. Now, as a beer, I still think this is worth like an 8.25 at the very least. Let me do another sip and see if I want to give it any extra marks. Yeah, you know what, an 8.5. I'm going to give it an 8.5 because it's just so drinkable. It goes down so easily. There's absolutely nothing offensive about it. It's a great little beer. An 8.5 out of 10, one of the best brown ales I've had in a very, very, very long time. Thank you, Steve, for sending this out. Thank you to Ridge Brewing for making it. Thank you guys for watching. If you've had the beer, let me know what you think. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. You notice that my beard is a little more in control? I got some beard oil in the mail, and I've been using it. And ooh, it's so soft now. But I do smell like a hamster cage now. Bye, guys.